All right, we got the thumbs up. Good evening. It is 6:30. Today is Wednesday, November 12th. It's time for the Community Development Advisory Committee agenda for today's meeting. Let's call things to order and start with attendance.
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
Kenya Middleton, ex officio.
John Brunza, mayoral appointee.
Marianne Callahan, mayoral appointee.
Michelle O'Loughlin, member at large.
Marilyn Austin, 6th District.
Jordan Trice, 5th District.
And I'm the chair, Justin McGregor from the 7th District. All right, have you had a chance to look over our minutes from the last meeting, October 29th? If so, do we have any amendments to be made? If not, do we have a motion to accept?
I'll do the motion to accept.
Do we have a second? Second, Michelle? All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? All right, 7-0. All right, so today we are going to do the agency presentations, starting with our 6:30 presentation, Roberson Museum. You have a chance to do a 5-minute presentation and 5 minutes question and answer. Hand out whatever you need to hand out, and then we'll start your clock.
Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Grosso. I'm the Executive Director of Roberson Museum. Thank you very much for this opportunity to talk to you. I will keep it short, and I believe that Roberson has the benefit of being a well-known institution in the community, so I can skip the background. What I wanted to talk about tonight is that we are in the midst of a pretty significant capital campaign. To date, Roberson has raised $10.7 million out of a $12 million goal. We are well on our way. Part of that does include a contribution from the City of Binghamton. A couple of years ago, you guys approved a $100,000 amount for Randall House, one of our historic properties. So that is included in that total. Today, we are asking for $50,000 in a somewhat emergency need. We have a lot of projects going on at the moment. Those are outlined in the document that I provided to you. Historic preservation projects totaling over $1 million. Work on the Link Planetarium that's being funded by a CREST grant from Don Lepardo, and also some green site work to improve our ecology along the riverbank. That's a $1.8 million project. And those are either in progress or will be starting soon. We've also completed some projects recently, an elevator modernization project, shockingly expensive, supported by New York State Council on the Arts. We've relocated our train display, which is a favorite feature of the museum, safety and security improvements, cameras, fire, motion detectors, that kind of thing. And we've also improved our collection storage area. We had a storage room that was sad. That's all I can really describe it as. And we have converted that into a storage area for the Broome County Historical Society's collection. We also care for their collection. They have about 20,000 objects in their collection, and they are currently commingled with Roberson's collection. And we are working at separating those collections and giving the Broome County Historical Society their own space. That leads me to this request. We're requesting $50,000 for a roof replacement or repair, depending on how you look at it. Prior to moving the Broome County Historical Society's collection to this area, and prior to spending $200,000 on storage equipment, this room never saw any water. Suddenly, now with an investment and also the relocation of irreplaceable objects, we are seeing some water infiltration that we can't ignore. If you look on page 5 of the document that I handed out, the top slide, number 9, we've actually got a tarp that is catching water and draining it into a bucket that we have to dump every couple of days when it rains. So you could also see the beautiful new storage system that we've just installed. But we are now at a point where this issue cannot be repaired any longer. We've had experts come in and it just has not done what it needs to do. So we're looking at that particular area is our immediate priority to keep water out of the building. We do have some other roof related issues, but as of right now, there's nothing more important to us than caring for these irreplaceable objects. So that is the nature of our request. And I would be happy to answer any questions that you have about it.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you. You always give us such a good presentation and I appreciate the photos. You're obviously familiar with this process, so the funding timeline that we're looking at is hard to align with an emergency need. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, the emergency is that we kind of need to deal with this in the spring. It's too late in the year to do anything about it right now. We will continue to call our roof guy who will come over and make repairs and do everything that he can, sealants and the like. But a long-term solution can't be sorted until the weather breaks anyway. So when I say emergency, I mean emergency in Binghamton in terms of the weather is kind of what I'm saying.
But any money that can provide now is it's not going to be available in the spring either. We're in fiscal year 52, which when does that disperse? It gets,
September?
yeah.
September 52.
Just so that you're
Yeah.
aware.
Yep.
I don't want you to be caught off guard from that.
I can figure that out.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
If they know they're being awarded the money in the spring, they might be able to shuffle.
I will shuffle.
Yeah.
My job is mostly shuffling at this point. Yeah.
Very good. Any other questions?
Just one, real quick one. Should you not get this grant, do you have a contingency plan?
We have made another request to a private foundation for $25,000, which is part of the total that we need. Like any fundraising project, the contingency is that we will have to figure it out. We will find more money somehow from somewhere. But we are casting a wide net because this is pretty important to us.
Any more questions? No, seeing none. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And he came in, by the way, with 44 seconds to spare. Yes.
Deb, did you get a handout?
Did we get her the attendance sheet? All right. Shannon's going to bring you up the attendance sheet just for record purposes. Let it be known that Deborah Hogan has joined the meeting during the Roberson presentation. All right. We're actually ahead of schedule. 6:45 p.m. presenters are the ACBC, which is which one is ACBC? Just off curiosity, anyone remember? What group is it though? Oh, thank you. Yellow is capital, right? I don't know. Diction Center, Broome County, no. They have 3 minutes to their allotted time.
Justin, if we have other presenters ready to go at 6:45, I would suggest that maybe we bump someone up.
We can
if
do
they're
that.
Prepared to do so, and
What
if
group
Addiction
is
Center
there?
comes in later, we could.
Who's here? They're the 7:15 presenters.
You want to go?
All right. Yeah. That's fine, we'll share. That's a nice looking ramp. That's all right. That's a nice looking ramp. Yeah, but it's pretty. Beautiful. Okay. Good evening. Broome County Council of Churches, just please introduce yourself, and you have 5 minutes starting now.
Oh, wow. My name is Harold Wheat.
There you go.
I'm the program coordinator for Ramp It Up. It's a program of the Broome County Council of Churches. Ramp It Up has been recruiting youth and community volunteers to build handicap accessibility ramps since 2009. This year, we empowered young people from area schools, churches, Boy Scouts, Catholic Charities Transitional Living Program, and even a martial arts club in the construction of ramps for those in need of a safe way in and out of their homes. This year, we served 14 individuals from around Broome County, including 5 projects here in the city of Binghamton. We worked for people in a wide range of ages, from children to elders. People we helped also came from a wide range of financial backgrounds. Outside of the city of Binghamton, our program is designed to function on a sliding scale, with those who can afford it contributing the cost of materials. Those who cannot afford to contribute financially receive the materials free of charge. And all of our clients receive the labor costs of our work free of charge. Within the city of Binghamton, our clients have benefited from this grant. We've been able to waive costs for both the labor and materials for those individuals residing within the city of Binghamton. As we've pursued this work in our community, we've learned that there are many individuals who can afford to pay for labor and materials, but cannot find a contractor willing to take on the specialized design and construction processes involved in building a ramp that meets the ADA standards. The ramps we build are considered temporary structures for the purposes of building permits, and all of our ramps are properly permitted and built according to code. Watching a team of young people struggle with and eventually master a new skill, learn collaborative leadership, and stand together on what they've built for a picture at the end of the day is a rewarding experience that I would like to share with you. I'm consistently impressed by our young people's desire to help. The building we do is hard work, sometimes rainy, oftentimes cold, sometimes really hot, but they embrace the difficulty and they make us proud. Together, we're able to see valuable members of our community roll forward into a greater independence. One of our clients shared with us that as we finished her ramp, just in time for her to go out under her own power to her daughter's wedding. Another is excited to be able to leave the house in her powered wheelchair and go grocery shopping without assistance for the first time in years. This program is a heartwarming and effective collaboration of many hands doing wonderful work. We're grateful for your generous support of our program and hope to count on your help going forward. Thank you very much.
All right, any questions? Did everyone see the pictures this side of the table?
Yes, they're
Yes.
really nice. They're really nice.
Thank
Can you just tell me again, you said 14 projects in the county and then 5 in the city? Did
That's
I?
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So do you get money from other municipalities?
A lot of the money for our budget comes from the Broome County Council of Churches. They have a number of different funding streams. And
Like
This-
Town of Union or Johnson City or Vestal?
not that I'm aware of in terms of municipalities funding this work.
Okay, thank you.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
How many ramps do you estimate that you will do with this money? And how is this $25,000 broken down as far as your program coordinator and other?
We are estimating between 6 and 8 ramps in the city of Binghamton with this. Now, you'll see, I believe you have the grant proposal before you. Is that correct?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
And
Sorry.
the program coordinator salary would be $7,500 plus benefits, building materials at about $14,000 and vehicle maintenance at about $1,625.
So if I understand this correctly, and it's the clarification that I'm looking for, the $25,000 would be limited to buildings or ramps being done in the Binghamton
In
area.
the city of Binghamton.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
And you would estimate 6 to 8 ramps.
Yes, what we're
It's
aiming
hard,
for is
it's hard
6
to know exactly.
Yeah, 6 to 8 per year.
Okay,
And,
just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Yep.
Fran, I just want to let you know that to qualify for CDBG, it has to be in the city of
We
Binghamton.
know that. honey.
Okay.
I'm just checking.
Okay.
Any further questions? Seeing none. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. And I believe that ACBC is here now, correct? Come on up. You're the next group in the hot seat. All right, your green button is on your mic. All right, that means it's on. You have 5 minutes. Please start off by introducing yourself.
Hello, I'm Carmela Pirich. I'm the Executive Director at the Addiction Center of Broome County. And we have 4 outpatient substance use disorder clinics, with our primary office being at 30 West State Street in Binghamton. We have 2 proposals for consideration, an ESG proposal and a CDBG proposal. The ESG proposal is a request for $43,940.50 to provide coverage for 1 certified peer advocate that would provide street outreach to assist individuals who are unhoused. Across our programs, we have 1,600 clients and 30% are unhoused, with most of our unhoused population being in the city of Binghamton. ACBC operates a 34-bed pop-up shelter at the United Presbyterian Church at 42 Shenango. So this particular street outreach worker would supplement the services that are operating from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So they would help our guests that have spent the night with us in the morning, take them to DSS, get them to doctor's appointments. They will help with things like helping people to get identification, just helping them to overcome barriers to securing more permanent housing and hopefully gaining more stability. So that's the primary role of the street outreach worker. And I can go on and talk about the CDBG proposal unless you questions at the end.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Our CDBG proposal is a request for $106,200. And this is for our plans to relocate from 30 West State Street to 15 Charles in the First Ward. The property at 15 Charles Street is 63,000 square feet. It has 4 floors and 2 large parking lots that we would like to repave and stripe. We have a fleet of 26 vehicles, 137 employees, and most of our 1,600 patients are in the city of Binghamton. So the parking lots were kind of in rough shape when we got the building, but they're likely to be in worse shape after our construction is done. They also are shown in Appendix A. Our parking lots are outlined in blue, and in the middle of our parking lot is the property that's owned by Garo Cachadorian with all of the trucks and boats and kind of garbage on his lot. So we'd really like to clean up the perimeter, and the paving will allow us to put in, we need new electricity for lighting and cameras. And unfortunately, since we've been there, our vehicles have been broken into 3 different times. So we need lighting and cameras, which is not part of this proposal, but the paving is important. So that's what we're trying to do, make it safe and clean for our clients and our employees and guests that will be serving at the building.
I had a question. Is that, you said 15 Charles, right? Is that where you were going to do the warming station at?
Yes, we were,
Okay.
but it was not approved. So that's
Yes, I remember.
not part of our
Okay.
plans.
I was just wondering.
Right.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I have a question. I'm over here.
Okay.
I'm the one with the froggy voice, okay?
Aw.
Your hundred and, how many employees did you say you have?
We have 137
How many of
employees.
them will be moving over to Charles Street?
Approximately a little over 100.
100.
So we have a small team in Endicott and a small team in Norwich, but there's about 15 at each of those locations.
The reason I ask is I'm on the Clinton Street Revitalization Panel,
Yeah.
and your moving in has really affected how we are looking at that. So I wanted to make sure I understood the number. And as far as Garo's property goes, what guarantees do you have? You're going to try to clean up around his mess?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
good luck with that.
Sometimes we get along great.
Yeah, I know. Carl's what we call your most unforgettable character. Yeah. But no,
I
we're
know.
happy to see you come in. That's awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
So much, like just hearing about your program. I know about it before, but like a lot of the things that you guys do is really amazing and kind of helping people get to social services and things like that. A lot of the times, without having a service like yours, people fall through the cracks. So thank you for doing that and implementing that.
Thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
unfortunately, a lot of the people at our center they have pretty serious disabilities.
Mhm.
They're not going to be able to handle, navigating systems on their own. Like they really need a lot
A
of
little help,
so-
yeah. Well, thank you so much for
Mhm.
that.
All right. I'll
John?
Okay.
thank you for being here and thank you for all that you do for the community. Do you have alternate sources? If this doesn't get fully funded, are there other sources that you can pull from in order to make it?
As of right now, no. I mean, we'd continue looking. We have been working on a lot of grants. We did a DRI proposal. We did a CFA proposal. We've been able to utilize some of opioid settlement funds for some of the work that we're doing on the inside of the building. So as of now, no, we would have to keep working on that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Anybody else? Hearing none, thank you very much for your proposal. It is a minute and a half to 7. Our 7:15 group Volunteers of America is here. Whenever you're ready, just give us your name, introduce yourself, and start your proposal. You have 5 minutes.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Ashley Griffiths. I'm with the Volunteers of America. I'm the program director. I am here today to speak in regards to our emergency shelter, a shelter, obviously, for homeless males. We have a 12 to 18 bed facility that is in conjunction with other programs. The specific program that I'm speaking of is usually referred through by Department of Social Services. We do work with individuals as well who may have income who no longer qualify for DSS as well. We provide case management services as well as 24/7 resident assistant help. And with that, we look at not just the homeless aspect of the resident or the client. We're looking at the whole encompassing person. So a lot of things that the case manager is doing is helping working on those documents. A lot of individuals are coming without social security cards, New York driver's license, even things such as a Broome County Sheriff's ID, they won't even have that. So we're working on gaining those important documentations, then looking at finding other goals that they were looking for. So whether it be Social Security, whether it be employment, whether it be finding other connections for training opportunities. The other thing that our case managers do is they are constantly helping connect to treatment services. So again, we're looking at the whole person. We're looking at the physical health, the mental health, the substance use. We provide services for about 170 people, males, per year. Within that population, many do not have primary care doctors. They do not usually have a mental health provider. We are lucky enough to have a partnership with Cornerstone. And with that partnership, which is separate from this, but I just like to mention it, we do have the ability to have a mental health counselor that comes in once a week for our individuals. So our case manager is having that conversation with the individual saying, what is your goal? What do you want to do? And so the other aspect that I mentioned was the 24/7 staff, which is our resident assistants. Our resident assistants are super important to getting to break down barriers. Our resident assistants, most of the time have lived experience. It's not a prerequisite though, but it does seem to happen. And with that, they come with a knowledge of the community. And with that, that helps build a rapport that allows the individual to then say, okay, what are my goals? And they'll talk about that with the RA, sometimes a little better than the case manager at times because you're breaking that barrier at first. And that then allows the RA and the case manager to work together to help one person and a whole. I can't stress that enough. I like to say that we do look at the person as a whole. Some of the things that we're asking for funding is the case manager salary, as seen in the proposal, as well as a portion of the case manager salary, as well as the resident assistant portion of the salary. The other things we're asking for are client needs, furnishings and supplies. A lot of times our furnishings, we want to make it a trauma-informed care approach. And so we want our environments to look comforting, look safe, look secure, and we're asking for that support there, as well as supplies. We provide showers, so everyone is provided with those hygiene products, as well as clean bedding every night. So for however long they're there, whether they're there for one night or a couple months while they stabilize, they are there and we are providing those things. And I guess I'll go to any questions. I have lots more, but
You have 40 seconds if
I
you
have
want
40
to add
seconds?
anything.
Okay. I think the biggest thing with here at the emergency shelter aspect, I see the stories of individuals who come in with little hope. I can think of a couple individuals who came in with shoes on and a pair of sweatpants and a sweatshirt, and that was all. Very limited resources in the community, and works with the case manager, super respectful, even at times when he gets very frustrated, like a lot of individuals do, still keeps giving that drive, and that case manager has been there to help flourish that with that drive. And I just see the stories that come out of there, and it looks at the whole person, and then the housing that does come afterwards.
1 second left.
I think that's all I got.
All right, any questions?
Can you give us an idea of how many Binghamton residents you serve of that figure that you gave us? Roughly, you don't have to.
Yeah, a majority, I would say probably about 90% are from Binghamton.
Thank you.
I just want to say that I think you have a really good program. I remember when I went to the onsite last year, I learned so much about all that you guys do. You guys aren't just a shelter. I know you guys do establish like permanent housing later on, and you have a really good program. I
Well,
just
thank
wanted to
you.
say that.
Thank you so much. That's awesome to hear.
One more question. So what was the figure that you're asking for? I'm sorry, I can't find mine in here.
The total amount would be $23,780. And that would be a portion 23% of case manager, 5% of a resident assistant salary, and then a portion for furnishings and supplies.
Thank you.
Michelle, I'd also like to point out that that's 5% of their budget.
I have, it took me a while to find it, but I found it. It's in ESG.
The parking lot. I have a parking lot. Salvation Army parking lot.
No, not Salvation Army. This
That's
is
right.
volunteers.
Yeah, sorry, no, I can't find that one either. Oh, I will though.
In my, in my booklet, it's the one from Salvation Army. I don't know. I thought they were all on.
I got it. Sorry.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, thank you very much for your time and coming out and seeing us today and presenting your proposal. Thank you.
Thank
You too. I stopped it with 1 second left, right? That's what I wake up to too, yeah.
I know,
That
no
goes
way.
off every 5 minutes. I have it set 5 minutes from 6:30 to 6:45. Otherwise, I don't wake up.
My son, when he lived with me, that same exact one, and he attached it to the Bluetooth speaker in his room.
No, I couldn't do that.
It's like evacuate.
I would be quickly divorced.
Something in that alarm was off.
All right, our next presenters scheduled for 7:30.
That's our schedule. Are you Discovery Center? You'll like to start early? Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Discovery Center was a capital, right?
If you don't have time, it's 5 minutes. Take one chance at time. Organized. Oh, perfect. That's so much fun.
I'm Victor. Fiction Center. Thank you. There it is. I gotta do the tabs.
Sorry, I didn't have time to pass.
It's okay.
It's almost a day. For a few moments.
I know. I started and I was like, oh, I can't do this. Hmm. All right. So now up is the Discovery Center. Introduce yourself and you have 5 minutes starting now. Green button on the mic. Or hit it until it's green.
There we go. Thanks. I'm Brenda Myers. I'm the very proud executive director of the Discovery Center of the Southern Tier. I'd like to start tonight by just briefly giving you a big thank you. If you see in the packet, we've accomplished our new Enchanted Cove, which you have supported us for over the last 2 years, creating a new outdoor play space for children with a highlight of a 2-story pirate ship. We completed that project a year ahead of schedule and on budget, so we're very excited. Unfortunately, at the Discovery Center, as a not-for-profit, we are housed in a very old facility, as you know, in Ross Park. And so maintaining our capital fiduciary responsibility is always a challenge for a not-for-profit. As we work, we bring in just enough money to kind of cover heat, lights, and staff. And so capital expenses are always a challenge. A couple of highlights. We are open 7 days a week, 12 months per year. We are an OCFS licensed site, and we require specific heating and air conditioning guidelines. And we serve over 200 children every day, Monday through Friday, in our preschool, after school, and summer camp programming. This is in addition to our museum work, and of course, our beautiful story garden, which is free and open to the public. This year, we saw over 60,000 visitors to the museum. 12% of them received the Museum for All EBT reduced admission, and 4,000 guests have been with us on First Friday for our free evenings. We consider ourselves the premier place for children to play, learn, and grow, and we are there to welcome our families in this community. Access is our #1 priority so that all children and families have a place to play. We have been working very hard with capital dollars. We've been applying for capital grants at every turn. We've been able to upgrade all of the lighting in this facility. We've moved everything to LED. We've been able to put in all of our security measures and safety. But one of the challenges I've not been able to fund for the last 2 years is the aging HVA system that runs the heating and air conditioning in this building, which was the original warehouse maintenance building for the city of Binghamton. These units, we work with Cdac. Cdac does our maintenance. We are responsible for maintaining all of the HVAC systems. This year alone, I spent over $4,000 on maintenance and parts to keep it running. We are in a situation that if it should go down, we do have to close the facility, and we do have to send our children home because maintaining our temperature is so important. What I'm trying to do, and I'm asking for your help today, is to divert a disaster. I don't want to be in a position in the middle of the winter when my heating goes out, and I have to then try to do the repair and the replacement, and I have to close the facility and send my children home. And so what I'm trying to do is pre-plan. I have asked for capital grants from the New York State Arts Foundation. I've asked for capital reserve dollars. And I'm here asking you today to help us to put in a new HVA system to replace the aging system here. Overall safety of our children, families, and staff, as well as increasing our energy efficiency, are our main priorities. These are very costly units to run, as well as the inability to continue to get parts to keep them running. So I'm coming to you with a crisis mode, but right now we're functioning, and there was heat in the building today, so it was a good day. I did share with you a couple of pictures so you can see what I'm dealing with as far as the aging of this. Now, we've been in the property for 36 years. But this particular HVA system was the original to the building. And so it has not been replaced. And I don't know exactly when the city put that in. So it does have a longevity. We specifically have worked with different contractors, but we have found that working with Cdac is someone that consistently knows us. When you have frequent repairs, you like to know that people can come back and they know what they've done. We also like the particular warranties that they're able to give on new equipment. And so our recommendation and our pricing of $97,000 comes from the recommendation I've included for you, which lists all the work that Cdac would do to ensure that we have an HVA system.
I have a question. Were you done?
I am done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Everyone loves the Discovery Center. It's an awesome place. Yeah. So my question is, so I see in this handout, you have a 23-year lease with the city of Binghamton. So the city does nothing for maintenance?
The city gives us $10,000 a year to help support maintenance. And so we've used that for broken windows and for, fix outdoor lighting, smaller projects throughout. And certainly we have spoken to the mayor. For the last 2 years, I've put this request in the Parks and Recreation capital request. And because of many things happening at Ross Park, in addition to the carousel being restored, it was kind of one of those things in the priority, you have to kind of go with what you can. And so we thought that it was time for us to come this way and see if we could get support for a capital improvement on the building.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I have a quick question. You said that you attempted to get funding other places. You've put out applications.
Yes.
Do you have a timeline as to when you would hear back from them?
Oh, all of them have been denied.
Oh, they've all been denied.
Yeah, I know. I was really excited about the new New York State Foundation for Capital for Arts offered a capital reserve fund. And that's unusual in the arts community to try to get that kind of support, but they see a lot of people across the state. But we were told that they had 12,000 applications for less than 100 awards. So you can see that capital is certainly a challenge.
Yeah, and I do agree that you need a new HVAC system. I know in the summertime, me and my friends, we take all of our kids to the First Friday. It's like a regular thing we do. And oh my God, you would not think there's AC on in that building. It's so bad. I don't know if it's the amount of bodies in there or the kids running around, but it's like, oh, it's hot.
And it's like what happens right now, that big unit kind of laying over the top of the Matthews, it
Yeah.
freezes up because it's running so hard. It can't keep up with the
No, that
space.
makes sense.
The time frame from this, when were you looking for it? Because this is fiscal year 52, so any funds we would potentially give you wouldn't be available till September of next year.
So we are crossing our fingers that it doesn't break down between now and then. So
Okay.
everyone do it hope. But we understand that timeline. Cdac understands that timeline and has secured this dollar amount for me because they know that the extended funding. And so we would be ready to go through the implementation to do that install based on the funding cycle. No problem.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that
Yep.
you were aware of that. That's fine. Perfect.
Do your Wine and Roses fundraiser, does the money go towards everything there too, or?
Actually, so if you think about the Discovery Center, about a third of our budget comes from admissions and field trips. A
Okay.
third comes from tuition and support for programming, and the other third comes completely from fundraising. So
Fundraising.
our annual appeal, our 3 signature events, those are the things that help to supplement the budget. And again, my budget is a base budget. We don't do any exhibit improvements without a sponsor. Those have to be extra dollars. We have to go out and get grant dollars for anything new that we want to do. Our basic budget is just staffing, heat and light, and insurance and those kinds of things. That's what we were able to cover, and Wine and Roses helps that.
Yeah, that's a nice event.
It's a beautiful event and people get to come and really enjoy
Mhm.
the Story Garden.
Yeah, and Chris Cdac is very good. My son-in-law is one of his bosses.
Okay.
He's probably there all the time.
Yeah. they're-
Deborah, up behind you.
Thank you. Is there a question or concern regarding Ross Park has not been able to have funding because it's a regional destination? Is the Discovery Center considered or designated a regional destination? And there's also one more commissioner, so I'd appreciate a handout. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I'll bring one up. So we have received 2 HUD grants. And so we are eligible to apply for HUD. And that's how we got help with the Enchanted Cove, putting down the surfacing, helping with the blacktopping. So that has been has worked well for us.
If I may, as the parent of a toddler in Southside, I've been a pirate on your ship, and
Well done.
it is beautiful. I'm glad that turned out so well. You had mentioned a fear of or an instance of having to send kids home. Has that happened?
Yes, we've had to send children home twice in the last 4 years, so a pretty good record. And what it was particularly when the temperature dropped and the heat could not be maintained because of these particular units. So we have a regular emergency protocol. We were able to get them back up and running, so it was short-term closure. My consideration is that if I have a full failure, it will not be short-term. And no one wants to be ordering equipment and doing this on a pinch, right? Because scheduling is a nightmare.
Yeah. And one more follow-up question. I'm more familiar with the museum aspect of it rather than the programming aspect of it. Do they occupy the same space? How does that work?
There was actually a capital improvement project to add classrooms several years ago. And actually, So we have a UPK classroom partnership with Binghamton. We have a 3-year-old preschool program. And then we have another classroom that is for our after-school children. We have 5 buses from Binghamton City Schools every day. The children use the museum and the story garden as part of program. So that all works together and it is part of their instruction.
Thank you.
Just go on record to say it truly is a jewel of our community. And it should be highlighted even more than it ever is. You know, when you get on the Binghamton website, you know, it should be like the first thing to come up, in my opinion.
Thank
So,
you.
thanks for all the hard work.
Thanks.
I have one last question, please. I'm here.
Oh, so
I'm-
sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm the froggy person, remember? If you were to get the funding, would you be able to get a bridge loan until the funding came in? Is there any possibility of that?
I do believe we could. And in fact, it's a very good question about if we knew the funding had been secured, how to work through the HUD process, because there are these windows of when the expenditure can occur and you cannot spend $1, because I've run into this with a project already that we were ready to go and
That's
we weren't
true.
able to spend the money.
Yeah.
And we had to wait until the
Yes.
window, or we would not get the funding. If we spent $1 one day before the window opened, we would lost the funding.
And I think you bring up a good point because I think that is a consideration in our funding too. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No? All right. Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you. You too. All right, so we are currently 23 minutes ahead of our next group, the Salvation Army. If you love the Discovery Center, right now I have Legos on display in the Discovery Center. Florals and let's see, what else do I have? There's some city pieces and no, I have I can't believe I'm blanking now. They haven't been on the display in my room for so long that I've forgotten what they're Harry Potter stuff. The Sorting Hat and a bunch of them are all there. You can see them. I have them all on display. I think 16 different floral arrangements or something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pretty when they light up. That's no excuse. Thank you.
So there's a big section now where it's got like a little mini cutting room and it's got like a virtual like not football, dodgeball, where you like throw balls out like zombies on the screen and play like virtual soccer. There's like a little pond where you can go like fishing, with, like little magnetic fish. It's the little big stuff. It's where the beehive thing used to be in the back. It's very nice. Gotta like go up. Right, like where like that little house is at the top. See, and every time we go there, I tell my kids, I'm like, no, I'll get us find some new. We're in the story garden. That's what that. Yeah, no, I used to bring my kids to like, even when I didn't have money to take them to like, I was like, let's just go to school, you know, like, oh, easily. Oh, that's good, though. I don't know how that works. Yeah, this one. Sorry, please don't. What are you expecting? Joe? Okay. Yeah, no, I am known for sleeping through everything, to the point. That's horrible. Well, I've actually been looking up alarms for like deaf people and hearing impaired people because that's how hard I sleep. No, there's like a bracelet where it like vibrates violently. So I was thinking about getting that. It's like $76. Like Jesus, it's an expensive alarm cost, so. We have some, but they don't just get out of.
So, we've never had this issue before, but the neighbors next door, the pile of garbage bags in the background. And now we have this constant theft. Next door. There are people who live there, afraid, their pets, afraid, streets. Awful.
Wouldn't it just be easier to buy the blue bags and throw away your than having to de-skunk
They
everything?
walk over around the bag.
Of course it is. It's three-legged for a reason.
Oh, and now my favorite part is either a washing machine or a dishwasher, and the hose goes out the window and it goes down on their sidewalk at Lake driveway.
They'll be driving up and down my street.
Now it's big cold weather that water is going to bring. I do not want anybody falling. They walk up the driveway because they.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, yeah, yeah. So like. So I'm really looking at doing like a proactive code enforcement. So with the proactive code enforcement, be proactively handling this.
Good evening. What group are you? Salvation Army, I see the badge. We are roughly 25 minutes ahead, so you can go if you want to.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Jordan's got my.
We're running 28 minutes ahead, so if you're ready, you can sit down and go. All right, so it is 7:30. Our 7:45 group, Salvation Army, is here to present to us.
Good evening.
Hold on one second. See if this works again.
That says green, yes.
All right.
It glows green. It doesn't say green, sorry.
Introduce yourself to us, and you have 5 minutes starting now.
This is Captain Joseph Hansen with the Salvation Army here in Binghamton. We have requested $15,000 for our hygiene pantry in order to stock for the clients that we see. From October 2024 to present, we have served in our hygiene pantry 1,565 families, totaling 4,038 individuals. We started our hygiene pantry 2 years ago with the need that was expressed by our clients for feminine hygiene products. We got a grant from the Community Foundation of South Central New York to start the pantry. And as soon as we stocked it, it was emptied because of the need that is out there. We also gravitated towards another need that was expressed through our clientele of not just feminine hygiene, but family hygiene. So we expanded our hygiene pantry to include all individuals in the family, whether they be male, female, children. And we have provided not just bodily hygiene products like deodorant, toothbrushes, toothpaste, the typical hygiene products, but we also feel that the environmental hygiene is also important to an individual's life. So we have expanded even further to include like kitchen cleaner, dish soap, laundry supplies, things of that nature. And so these products do have quite a cost to them, but the need is such that we cannot keep them on our shelves. As soon as we stock up our pantry and our clientele learn that we have a stock, they flood our doors. We initially started off 2 years ago by telling our clients they could only come every 6 months for hygiene products. But because of the need, we reduced that to every 3 months. And we are still not able to keep products on the shelves. In our new facility at 86 Walnut Street, we are expanding the size of the hygiene pantry, so we'll be able to carry more supplies and hoping to be able to continue to expand the amount of families that we are impacting through this hygiene. And I just appreciate your consideration for this request.
All right, any questions? John.
Thanks for coming in. Given the need that you're describing and how fast things are moving, are there limitations on how much one person can take or to spread it out, or is first couple people coming in filling a bag,
It's the way that we have it set up is that each family gets an individual, per individual gets a hygiene supply. So the mom or the mother will get shampoo, soap, things like that. Then the father will get the same. Children will get the same. There are certain products that are family centered, like large bottles of soap, large bottles of body wash, shampoo, things like that. But each individual will get toothbrushes. Each individual will get toothpaste, deodorant, those kinds of individualized items would be for each client.
But I am hearing that there's kind of steps or procedures in place to try and make this help as many families as possible.
Sure.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, absolutely. We intend to help as many as possible while still keeping an eye on the individual requesting the
Sure.
hygiene products.
Yeah.
Like I said, what we want to make sure that each individual gets an individualized item that would be like a toothpaste, toothbrush, soap.
Yeah.
But like large bottles of like body wash would be a family item, so it would be one per family. Large bottles of shampoo would be one per family.
Certainly makes
Items
sense.
like that. Cleaning products would be one per family. Laundry soap would be one per family, one item per family. So there are individual products that go out per individual, and then there's also products that go out per family.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Maybe I've lost it in the book. But my Salvation Army stuff is about a parking lot at your new facility, a capital improvement project.
So we were putting in two requests. One was the 15,000 for the hygiene products.
I don't have that one.
And then we were also putting in 45,000 for the parking lot.
Parking lot, yes.
However, we were unable to get our the parking lot form signed by my headquarters in time because we didn't have the correct budgetary needs for them to sign off on it. So we were going to hold off on that until possibly next year.
So does that mean that you're like withdrawing the parking lot aspect of the application?
Well, we were kind of assuming we were going to have to because it was late information. If we can still.
So the back pages of the parking lot one are pages
do
about
say
the
we're-
program he was talking
There's
about.
15,000 he's asking for, but it's 17.5 here. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's what Mary Ann found. All right. So your front page in our books are for the parking lot, but the supporting documentation is the information, the budgeting about the hygiene products. That's what threw me off. I apologize. Anybody else's book is wrong, or if it's just mine. Okay. So I'm not, okay. Because I changed it to a capital page in color.
Same. The budget. 17,250 for the hygiene, not the parking lot. Correct. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we were going to request 45,000 for the parking lot. But like I said, we weren't able to get the Salvation Army red tape cut before the deadline.
Is there any way you can change the front page and email that to me?
Sure.
Because this says parking lot for capital improvement. And like Justin said, the supporting documents is for the hygiene. So if you can just get this front page to me.
Sure.
For the hygiene portion of it, that'll be great.
Sure.
Thank
That'll
you.
update us all.
Because then it would come under service
and Yeah.
not capital improvement. So
Right,
that's
right.
why that needs to be changed.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I have a question. Do you get donations of hygiene products from any like dentist offices or the health department or grocery stores, dollar store? Do you get any?
Sure. Sure. So we also get a supply from the food bank of the Southern Tier. They get donations from CVS. And when they offer those out, we also take those in as well. We have gotten donations from dentist offices, individuals who just want to give products as well. So yeah, we do get private donations as well. But those are strung out and far and few between.
Yeah. I used to be at Samaritan House and we used to give that stuff out too.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe you've seen an increase in people coming to you because we closed.
Yeah, we have noticed that there are other soup kitchens and food pantries that give out hygiene products, But again, they're solely based on donation and what they can get from either private donations or the food bank. But we've made it a kind of a priority in our pantry because we believe that the client needs to feel a sense of dignity. And we believe that comes with proper hygiene. It also gives health benefits to have a proper hygiene. So we believe that those are important towards the overall health of the client. So we've made the hygiene products a priority. And so we've gone to also purchasing them in bulk from places like Dollar Tree and Sam's and places like that. You're welcome.
I have a question.
Yes, sorry.
The roughly $34,000 you're asking for, half of it from us. Does that carry you through the year, through a funding year? Ours will be from September of next year through August.
It will get us most of the way through the year.
Thank you.
It really depends on the need of the clients. If we have a strong need from the clients, then it will drain faster. And especially in times like this where we have inflation, underemployment, unemployment, the SNAP benefits, hopefully coming back tonight.
Yeah.
Those all kind of pull on our clients. And
if you run out of this money, do you have plan B?
we also, yeah, like I said, we get, we have partnerships with like the Community Foundation for South Central New York, United Way, and Food Bank of the Southern Tier, where we can also approach them and see if we can get either funding or donations towards our hygiene pantry.
One last annoying bureaucratic question. Can you give us a rough number of the number of Binghamton residents that you serve out of the numbers that you gave us? If you don't have it now, maybe you could send it to Shannon.
Binghamton strictly, I don't have those numbers on me because
If you
serve
could
all of
get
Broome
those for us,
County.
that would be helpful because that's part of our prerequisites. That'd be nice. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Any other questions for him? No, hearing none. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can I see the page you're referring?
So our final two presenters are both CARES, so hopefully if they show up, they can do one after another. Shannon, do you have any updates on CBGB money, the amounts or any of that nature? Okay. Looks like it. 268. How is that compared to last year? About the same. Yeah. I think about it. Whether it would be available to us once we go through all this and then there'd be no money. That's been my fear. We do all the hard work and then they'll be like, oh, here's $15,000 into the. I said, my fear has been, we'll do all this work, we'll allocate, and then we will just get like $18,000 or something. That's been my fear. Exactly.
Yes.
People either love it or hate it. Oh. Okay, question, gang. If we get to the time of our next presenters and they aren't here at their presenting time, what do we want to do? Do we want to cancel them and make them reschedule? Or do we want to just sit and wait until 8:30?
I mean, they are scheduled. I would just say like, I would try to give them another chance. So I would tack them on at the end in January. Since you missed the one that we tried to accommodate for you, we'll give you another slot, but it's not till January 21st at 7:15. Be there, be square.
Actually, just so everybody knows, there's been, I think, 3 more added today. So this is completely filled. There are 3 time slots left.
Oh.
January 21st, I believe they are 7:45. And everything else is completely. full. So, you want to tell?
Well, it is what it is then.
Do you
If
want
they
to
miss their
update
window,
us
they
on?
miss their window.
I will give you an updated one. So my email to you.
Well, can't you just, we can use this piece of paper and just fill it in.
I don't have.
If you, oh, sorry, I thought you had it. When you were doing this, I thought, yeah.
I ain't trying to, because I don't want to get sprayed.
Yes.
Because nobody wants that smell. I was just reappointed last winter, so I got another year. Half the board and 1 year, 1 cycle. Even in our district. When is yours like, when is yours? I'm January? Yeah. Who's your person? I prefer at large, so. Oh, you'll be fine. Justin, you'll be fine. I always advocate for people. So I don't. Send a notice saying the food is expiring. Yep, good one, yep. Yep. And, one of the mayoral. Cool. Cause Mary Ann just got on last year, maybe that. That's what me. I just got a new letter in January. Yep, and Mary Ann said you did too. Was your mayor point hearing? That's on that. I remember that.
Look at this beautiful lady. You okay? I'm old, child. No, those stairs take the wind out of you. The back ones, they do it. I was like, okay. How are you, bud? Okay. Take your time. We're not, yeah, catch your breath. Don't worry. No, don't let go. You guys have been here for a while. No, we haven't. So you're okay. You're good. Okay.
We are all
Okay.
bright-eyed.
So I didn't get a chance to, run up the tea copies. Thank you. This is awesome. My sister had worked died on me. So. Everything's okay.
To follow up on the discussion that we were just having, while our next presenter prepares term expirations for this year. Asia ends 12/31. Jordan ends 12/31. Yours truly ends 12/31. Mary Ann Callahan ends 12/31. So it's odd districts, odd years. And there's no minority member ex officio because there's no minority members of council.
Email, somehow I forgot about my phone.
So our 8 o'clock presenters are the CARES backpack program and then Dad's program. I'm so glad I'm wearing glasses. Thank you.
Is it raining outside? It's coming, I know.
Something's coming. My head is killing me. Behind my eyes.
At this point, I can't worry about it. Oh, you did? Okay. So that's not Asian. Oh, yeah, so I remember, I did my job.
Yeah.
Let's take it on.
So I think Andre and I are going to talk about the backpack program. And then Michael Cooper and I are going to talk about the dance program. So-
Okay,
It looks to me, love.
all right.
Then you seat right up. Okay.
So each program discussion has a 5-minute time limit to it and 5 minutes for question and answer.
We have it down to 2.
As soon as you start
time starts.
introducing yourself, we will start the timer.
So we're ready.
All right, introduce yourself and then we'll start the timer.
Okay, so good evening. My name is Denise Shaw. I'm with CARES. I'm the current interim CEO. And we're here to share like an update of how the backpack went last year and talk a little bit about what we're asking for two summers from now. So this past August, from the 21st to the 23rd, CARES distributed 1,290 backpacks filled with, grade specific school supplies to students across 5 neighborhood sites: Recreation Park, Sherry Lindsay Park, Saratoga Center, Carlisle Community Center, and Walnut Street Park.
I'm Andre Mathis. I'm the treasurer on the board for CARES. And our goal is simple but powerful. And that's to make sure that every K-12 student starts the school year prepared, confident, and connected. Beyond the supplies, these events strengthen families and neighborhoods. They help parents connect to local resources, from health and dental care, to food, financial, and mental health supports, all in one accessible space. We had kicked things off with a community packing event at PM Press Warehouse, where volunteers and partners came together to pack each backpack. PM Press generously provided storage, shipping, and workspace, an incredible contribution that makes this large-scale effort possible.
So in this year's event, we also included free haircuts. At Recreation Park, we had barbecue from Zeus Barbecue that CARES paid for. And in partnership with the Greater Good Grocery Store, we were able to provide food and additional school supplies. Didn't put it in our thing, but we also had face painting at Sherry Lindsay Park. So these made the giveaway feel like a true community event. So we're grateful for our partners. We have a number of partners that work with us: Visions Federal Credit Union, Fidelis, Progressive Dental, Southern Tier Women's Health Services, Weiss Markets, and many others, whose donations, tables, and volunteers hours kind of expanded our reach. We also had the Lord's Mammogram at Rec Park come.
Looking ahead, CARES is requesting $20,000 in CDGB funding for the 2017 summer giveaway, with the goal of serving 2,000 students. And importantly to note, 100% of these funds go directly towards the backpacks and supplies, and none of it is towards administrative or overhead costs.
So the backpack and supply program is more than just an event. It's building community strength. And it's an investment in our children's readiness and we would love to have your continued partnership so we can ensure that every child in Binghamton begins the school year with the tools and confidence that they deserve. So the handout I gave you is just kind of like a rehashing of what we put in the proposal, but also some pictures, right? So the first page has pictures, just a few pictures of the warehouse and the packing, that went on. And then we have some pictures at the various locations, of people getting their backpacks and happy times. And this is more pictures of people picking up their backpacks. And then I put in some pictures of the community partners that we had. We had a number of folks that came to the table with us, which was very nice. So, questions?
I just wanted to say something. Thank you, Dr. Yule, for coming. I had a chance to work with you guys last year. I think it's a great program. Inside of the, just not only backpacks, they put a lot of different things that, as she stated, like hygiene products, just different things, and they have different ages. So they go up to high school, and each backpack that they put in there is the supplies are for high school students also. So it definitely helps them on the way. And we know, like in Binghamton, we do have one of the highest poverty rates in the state. So this program basically takes the burden off a lot of parents just to start the school year. So it's very essential. Sorry, I'll stop talking.
Thank you.
Actually, I'd like to add to that. I was at the event and found it to be very, very informative. The number of community agencies that you had represented there was really quite impressive. And to watch the kids get those things and get the haircuts, there were no happy faces in the haircut place at all. You know, they were very serious, but it was really, it was much more than just a backpack giveaway.
I want to jump on this too. Thank you for the packet. Thank you for all the pictures and thank you for all that you do in our community. I know the CARES and Dr. Yule, you're an amazing organization and leaders. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Deborah.
Thank you very much for coming this year, because in the past, monies have been granted, but we haven't had a presentation. So thank you very much for being here. If we had any questions. The one thing that I wanted to ask with the backpacks, how do you make sure that it reaches as many families as possible, but without a duplication?
So we hold 3 different days, right? Some of them are being held simultaneously at the same time, right? So, and then we have people that are going from backpack to backpack to make sure that we're not giving out backpacks to the same family multiple times. You know, it goes really fast. I mean, we haven't really had a real issue with duplicating things, and we try to partner with other organizations so that, you know, if we're able to cut, because what we can offer is quantity. Like if we can get a number of backpacks and we have the manpower, you know, then we will bring our backpacks to anybody's backpack event. You know, it doesn't have to be our event. You know, we partner with people to make sure that we're spread out around the city and we're not kind of duplicating efforts.
Sorry, I was gonna jump in too. You guys also, they also take information too, Deb.
Yes, we
So,
do.
Yeah, so they take information down so that way they know that it's not a duplicate. They also take the information down so they know how many people they serve during this.
Yeah, we fill out those fun
Yep.
forms.
Yep, thank you for the
For everyone.
clarification.
Yep.
Yeah.
No problem, sorry.
Right, thank you. And I want to address that, the fact that honestly, I was not getting the messages. And we've had some changes in leadership. And at one point, I think they were going to Andre, and then Andre pushed it off to another person. And I saw it this year, and I came to the presentation that you did earlier because I was interested in making sure that we were on top of things, right? So that it won't happen again, because now we know she knows how to reach me. So I think we'll be good. So many apologies. We were not trying to snub the group at all, you know, and we want to apologize for not showing up in the past.
If I may,
Okay.
I've been on this committee for quite a long time, and I know that at one point in time, the mayor automatically gave you money. So quite honestly, there was a period of time when we did not expect to see you. So we appreciate the apology, but I think that was part of the confusion, was that you were one of the agencies that the mayor just automatically funded. So to expect to see you was not something that some of us long timers really expected to do.
But
So
I
that,
don't-
to be fair,
Yeah,
to be fair to you.
But honestly, for us, you know, the more we get in front of people, we're a small organization, right?
My point is that
Yeah.
wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
That
Thank
was
you.
just something that was
appreciate
automatic.
that.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No? All right.
Okay.
So With 17 seconds left in the question and answer on the CARES backpack, we're good to move on to the DADS program if you'd like.
All right, so do I start? Okay, all right. We were nervous. We wrote everything down, sorry. So, all right, so I want to thank you again for giving us an opportunity to tell you a little bit about one of what we feel is one of our most impactful community programs, the CARES DADS programs. So this is now in its third year. It's a community-based mentorship and leadership initiative that engages 10 local fathers and a mom. And as paid mentors working outside of schools and neighborhood spaces. They work outside Binghamton High School and also outside of we've been outside of East Middle School and outside of West Middle School. These men build trusting relationships with the youth. They model positive fatherhood and strengthen connections among families and schools and communities.
What makes the DAD program so special is that it doesn't just focus on mentoring. It builds leadership and creativity. This year, the DAD launched an exciting new initiative called The Cut, Children Utilizing Talents. Through The Cut, the DADs guide young people in creating music videos, and short films. Over an 8-week hands-on series, students write and record original songs, learn music production and video editing, and then present their finished work to the community showcase. But this isn't just about creativity, it's about accountability and growth. Students are required to attend school regularly and maintain passing grades to participate. The program gives them both a reason to show up and a way to express themselves healthy, empowering ways.
So I think the biggest impact can be seen in the kind of decrease in the activity outside of school that was fighting and altercations. So a lot of the things that they did initially was to just kind of help to de-escalate some of the conflicts that students were having outside of the high school and outside of the 2 middle schools. So I think that's the most visible thing that we recognize. And we've been told by the school district and also the police officers that the DADs have made an impact. Their presence has made an impact. But I think most importantly, we've made an impact with the kids that they've been able to kind of connect with to get them to go back to school and not just leave at lunchtime and hang out, which is what was happening. The kids were not going back to school. And also the impact is to make sure that we connect with the families. So, because often if there's conflict at school, the conflict starts in the community. So we've done a number of restorative circles with families where we bring families and the kids together who are having conflicts in the community to try to make sure we tap some of that down before they get back into school. So we've done a number of those. We also try to make sure that the kids we talk to them about things to make sure they're prepared for, life things like getting a job in the summertime. So we start talking to them now about working papers, and we, walk with them to school and make sure they're connecting and ask them to come out and show us their working papers. And we try to connect with them to jobs in the summertime to get them to start thinking about those types of things. We're going to be trying to partner with some organizations to create some more opportunities for these kids to learn skilled trades and things of that sort. But for right now, I think our big program is this cut, and we actually had, I think, 6 or 7 kids, 6 kids that were involved, and one guy actually did produce a song and actually got an agent and went on to YouTube, and he performed his song at a couple of venues in town and at one of the elementary schools, and it was exciting for him because he was a kid that was not all that interested in graduating from high school, but he did graduate. We were all able to kind of go and cheer him on. So we look for kids who are kind of hanging out in school that look like they're going off in a direction that maybe we want to redirect them. the dads are out there, there are community members who know a lot of the families and they know a lot of these kids and are able to kind of create a space where kids can kind of come and talk to them. So one of the things we found is that kids often, when they find themselves in altercations after school, they don't really want to fight, but they have an adult that they can trust to talk to, they've been able to kind of, deflect some of the things that are going on. I don't know if you want to add anything, Mike, because Mike is actually one of the dads.
Yeah, I just want to add that the violence, the fights have almost disappeared. I mean, I don't think it'll ever completely go away because kids are going to be kids. And the relationships that we have built with and the kids, like we have parents that we call and hey, your kid is in a chicken spot, he's refusing to leave, and parents will come and shoot their kids back in the classroom. I just think the impact is big.
I mean, and often the schools can't even get parents to come.
Right.
So.
Yeah,
All right.
I
Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to chime in again, I can't stop talking, but the dad's program, I just wanted to say thank you guys for the work you do. Two things with the dad's program. I was driving the other day and I saw Mike and Greg, the dad's program by West Middle, and they need a crossing guard there too, but Mike, they do. I've been thinking about, that's been heavy on my mind too. But right when you're crossing on Beethoven by the park in there, it's like kind of right there. It's very, very busy street. I think we have like a speed sign out there, but a lot of the times middle schoolers are not really paying attention to that. But I saw Mike and Greg out there just basically making sure that the kids got across the street. And basically it's very important too, because I myself, I've had to stop kids from like getting into altercations kind of in that park. Because when they're off of school, but there's teachers around the school, but nothing really in that area. So thank you for that and being there and making sure those kids get across the street, because it's really important. A lot of the times you're just driving and they don't notice the change in the speed of that, and you can hit a kid. And I just wanted to say thank you again. I've told you publicly a bunch of times, daughter was hit while I was out of town the beginning of October. And before, like, the school and the police called me in the dad's program, they're like, hey, like, I think your daughter was like hit. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, so it was a hit and run, but they were very responsive and on top of it, even before the cops and everyone else called me. So thank you again for that.
My 5 minutes up because we were.
We're kind of, once the committee starts talking, you're into the 5 minutes of the question and answer right now.
Okay, so we didn't
The
get
that went off right towards the end of his comments was your end of your 5-minute stuff. But if there's something you want to add, I'll yield a minute of my time to you. Or the time.
We were requesting a lot of money, but we're not expecting a lot of money. We asked for what we needed. We're asking for $68,000, which would be a stipend for dads over 9 months, plus transportation costs and covering of first aid and CPR certification. We also want to, say that
with your continued support, we can sustain.
Microphone.
Oh, sorry. With your committed support, we can sustain and expand a proven model that uplifts fathers, empowers youth, and strengthens community ties. Thank you for your time and for investing in families, creativities, and connecting in our city.
Do you have something?
I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
The dads that you use in the program, when do they come? Are they working? Are they not employed? How does that work?
nights. So some of them are working nights, some of them are like, they own their own businesses, so they're kind of self-employed.
Cool.
So you just have to have availability during the day. So all the dads that are working with us have availability during the day.
The other question I have is how many of there are schools? I know you're in the middle schools. I know you're in the high school. I go to Wilson, I see your guys in the yellow t-shirts.
Yeah.
How many
those-
other
that-
schools are you in?
That's a different program.
That's a different, but you're
Yeah.
still in the schools. Your
Yeah,
presence?
the dads are not in the school. The dads are all outside work. The parent mentors are in the school.
Okay, so the dads, where do they work out of?
They're working out, they're just really outside in the community, making sure kids are not fighting. So they're literally outside the entire time.
How do
They're-
they use, how do they do the CUT program then?
The CUT program is on Saturdays, and we've been using the Lee Barta Center. United Way has been so gracious to us to use that space.
And my last question, and please forgive me because I'm also on the school board and I don't think we talk about you enough. But are you working with things like the Rice Foundation or Maker's Peace Space?
We're Maker Spaces, we're talking to them. We're gonna try to do some work with them.
Okay.
We work with the Rice Foundation because we are all small organizations. We all support each other. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the clarifications.
I'm just curious, how do you keep track of the numbers for the dads program and, you know, if you're all outside and where do those participation numbers come from? Can you help me better understand that?
Go ahead.
We do reports. We document any kid that we encounter, what the encounter is and how we fix the problem.
Okay, thank you.
Deborah.
Bear with me. I'm having a hard time understanding, like, I thought I had an idea of what was submitted, but then the information tonight on the CUT program, it seems like they're separate and distinct, but it looks like they're being partnered tonight. So could you help understand?
No, they're not separate and distinct. The money for the dads, the CUT program is something that the dads just do in addition to the stuff that they already do. You know, there's no money that's going toward the CUT program. You know, it's just that's another thing that dads have on their own started the CUT program. They're like, we want to figure out a way to do something to these kids on the weekend, you know, when they're not in school. So we did the CUT program, not as a separate entity, but it's like a thing that the dads do.
So it's in addition to what they're doing the Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And with asking the funds of the 90 grand right now, this is the third year. How did you fund the year one and year two?
We got money from the City of Binghamton one year. We got $60,000 to start. We started actually with United Way. We got $20,000 to start with United Way. We got $30,000 from the Community Foundation. We got $15,000 from the Broome County Youth Bureau. So it's money from the Community Foundation Youth Bureau that's right now funding us.
But going for year three, it's mostly funded through the CDBG requests that you're before us now?
Well, this is one of the places that we're asking for funds, but we're applying for other grants. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I mean, I understand the time that we're in. So I'm completely not expecting that lump sum of money, but we put out what we need, right?
That's what you envision your program to be.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I ask one more question. If I understand you correctly, because I guess I misunderstood the whole venue that you're talking about here. Your dads, do they show up on the playground after school? How does that work?
They do not go onto school property. They're strictly in the community. So they're outside of schools. They're going to spaces where kids are going to go after school, or outside the high school, they're going to spaces where kids are going to go out to lunch, or where kids are going to go in little corners to fight. So they're strictly in the community. They're not on school grounds at all. If you see folks with yellow shirts in playgrounds, those are parent mentors, which is a completely different program, completely different, you know, set of people. Some of the people, there are a couple of people that double, you know, like Mike and Wes both act as parent mentors and dads, but for the most part, they're completely separate programs. Oh, so confusing. I mean, they all have yellow shirts, so I guess.
I was just gonna say, how old do the children have to be to participate in in the cut program?
I think we were sticking with ninth grade.
Yeah, it's 9th through 12 as of now.
How do you recruit for that program? Do you use the people inside the school to do that and then refer to the dads?
The way that the kids was recruited from the CUT program, these are children that we have built relationships with outside of the chicken spot. And it's all started as a way of trying to get them to utilize their time in more positive ways versus being on the phone in group chats, arguing back and forth or standing on somebody's street corners or
So if I understand you correctly, the more the dads know the kids, then they know which kids might be interested and they kind of funnel them that way? Is that how it kind of works?
right. It was more of a instead of fighting with people online, put it in music, put it in your art, put it in
But to get them interested in the project, the dad gets to know the kids and then puts out that option to the kids and sees who's interested.
Right.
In other words, how do you hook up with the kids?
well, after we meet them and build somewhat of a relationship, we ask them if that's something that they would want to do. Most of them say yay.
You know, and then we just use old fashioned talking to people out in the streets, right? Going to different programs, talking to kids that might be interested. This is how, talking to people at the Rice Foundation or talking to people at, the CLT or talking to people at other places. We connect with them so they know that we're doing this. Do they have kids that are interested? We're often looking for kids that we know might be straying and we want to try to pull them back. So it's kind of very intentional, the kids that we're trying to seek out. So that's how come these guys often have a relationship with some of these kids because we've been working with them already.
And one last question from the only school board member on this panel. But how, have you had any interactions with the school districts? Is there a reason that you're not on school property or involved in the schools
Well,
with this particular program?
Well, I think it's because the parent mentors are in the schools. And I think Tanya wanted to kind of keep them separate, and we asked,
Okay, so if I understand you correctly, and please forgive me because like I said, I'm on the school board too. If there were an opportunity to go into the middle schools or the high school, you guys would not be, you wouldn't object to that, for the dads to do that. Okay,
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
thank you. I will try.
That was kind of one of my questions. Do you guys get referrals from anybody on maybe specific kids that might need
We
the adult
have,
figure?
we've met with the principal.
Yeah, the CUT program. The CUT program was utilized last year for those particular reasons. There was two groups of kids that was going at each other. I think it was the 750 boys and the North Side boys, whatever. They were going at each other in the school. So we was able to convince them to put that beef into music. And through you making a song at this one making a song, it creates more music for your catalog. And now these kids are friends again.
But the principal brought us in and actually had lists of kids for us to be thinking about and trying to reach out to. It was those kids. Yeah.
And also, do you know, like, do you sometimes get a heads up on where a fight or something might occur? And are you guys stationed there ahead of time?
Yes. Through building relationships throughout the communities, different parents can be driving down the street and see a group of kids walking fastly in one direction. And we all know when they're going in one direction, it means something. So you'll see all the dad's phones start going off. You'll get in front of the church, go here, go there. So, and we pretty much check their social medias because they put everything on social media. But now that you guys have the Yonder bag, it's made our job a little bit harder.
If I may, could I talk to you guys after the meeting?
Any further questions?
Okay, thank you so much. And this is a late night. We really appreciate you guys taking time to hear about the stuff that we're trying to do. Thank you.
Thank you for the complete presentation.
Next time, bring music.
Bring music.
We got pictures this time. Now we need music.
That's my phone, though. I don't got it there.
I did, I mean, I should have. I don't have my phone, but I actually have this song.
All right. It is, that completes our list of presentations for today. Let's do a sound off final attendance, beginning up. There she is.
Deborah Hogan, Merrill appointee.
Thank you, Deborah.
Kenya Patton, ex officio.
John Brunzo, mayoral appointee.
Mary Ann Callahan, mayoral appointee.
Michelle O'Loughlin, member at large.
Marilyn Austin, sixth district.
Jordan Trice, 5th District.
And I'm Justin McGregor from the 7th District. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Jordan, a second?
I'll second.
Michelle, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the time is 8:31 and we're adjourned. I had to get the gavel in. That's like my only thrilling point.
That's the only reason why you're chair is to do the gavel.
Right?